So this is Advaitacharya's appearance day. So there's a whole chapter dedicated to the glories of Advaitacharya. So this is Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita mix. And there's a very nice point we saw here in the discussion of his, because Advaitacharya is a very interesting personality because he's considered to be a limb or an expansion of Mahavishnu. He's actually God incarnate. And he came for a particular purpose, to benefit the conditioned souls. He's an Acharya, he's a teacher, and he's Advait. Advait doesn't mean Mayavad or Advaitin philosophy. It means that he has no separate interest. There's Dvait. Dvait means duality. Advaita means no duality. There's oneness. He's one in his interest. He's one in his desire, one in his actions. His interest is the pleasure of God. His interest, desire is to please and serve God. And his actions are all centered around pleasing God. Now we'll read something of his glories. What is his mood? This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila chapter 6, verse 42. It says, Chaitanya Gosanike Acharya Kari Prabhu Gyan Apanake Karina Tanra Dasa Abhiman. Lord Chaitanya, whenever he met Advaitacharya, he offered obeisances to him. Because Advaitacharya is an Acharya, he's a guru, he has many followers. Even today is a whole parampara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't initiate anyone directly, although he ordered his followers to initiate and spread this Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Radha Krishna Bhakti. So Advaitacharya, he had so many disciples. Advaitacharya's parampara, Nityananda's parampara, Gadadhar's parampara. And he was elder in age. He was about 80 years older than Lord Chaitanya. So by age, by position, by responsibility, he was senior externally, socially, and even spiritually than Lord Chaitanya. So whenever he saw him, he offered obeisances. And Advaitacharya didn't like that because he knew in transcendental realm, in Alokik Vichar, that this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offering me obeisances, but he's my very origin. I am actually part of him. Because Mahavishnu is part of Krishna, Purusha avatar, the different avatars and expansions of Krishna. Krishna is tu Bhagavan Swayam, so Mahavishnu is expansion. So he is Mahavishnu coming into this realm as Advaitacharya. So he didn't like it. So this verse is telling that Advaitacharya considers Mahaprabhu his master, and he thinks of himself as a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu is treating him like a master. Oh, you're my Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. How can I serve you? But Advaitacharya said, look, you're setting this example as etiquette to show respect to seniors, etc. I don't buy it. I know eternally I'm your expansion, I'm your part and parcel, I'm your servant. So this whole discussion, this long section here of Advaitacharya's glories, and all about servitude. What is the principle of servitude, and how important it is, and how it's the basis of spiritual reality. Jivera Surupaya Krishnara Nityadas. That every jiva is ultimately a servant. Either we serve Indriya Seva, we serve our senses, or we serve God, or we serve both together. But this is our constitutional position. Eternally we have the nature to serve. Even we have to serve our body. So I'll try to read these verses and see what we can derive from this. This is Glories of Advaitacharya. Se abhiman suke apana pasare Krishna dasa hao jive upadeshikari. Advaitacharya forgets himself in the joy of that conception that I'm a servant. And he teaches all living entities, you are servants of Mahaprabhu. Abhiman suke, this is his abhiman, this is his mentality. He feels very happy. Why? Krishna dasa hao. Because he fully identifies, I am Krishna's das, I am Krishna's servant. And then, jiva upadeshakari, that the upadesh, he's instructing all the jivas. Oh, listen all jivas, because Mahavishnu, in terms of tattva, siddhanta, Mahavishnu is the origin of all of us. You say we're all part and parcel of God. Man is made in the image of God. God is the creator, God is the creator. So every jivatma is in this material world, like all of us. as parts and parcels of Mahavishnu. We're expanded from Mahavishnu, who is part and parcel of Krishna. So we're part and parcels of parts of Krishna. And technically. And Gita says, Mamayavamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna says in Gita, the living entities, the jivas, are my amsh. Yeah, they're amshas of me, of an amsha of mine. A particle of a particle. Because your hand is an amsha of your arm, and your fingers are amshas of your hand. So it's amsha of an amsha, an amsha, an amsha. And ultimately, the whole body we have, and all its angs, or parts, or amshas, is simply an amsha of the Atma. So all of these parts are meant to serve. So he's telling, this is happiness. You want to have a happy mind? You want a happy mentality? Then identify yourself as Krishna Das. Dasana, dasana, das. And then he says, Prabhupada says, the transcendental devotional service of Krishna is so ecstatic that even Krishna, Lord himself plays the part of a devotee. Forgetting himself to be the Supreme, he personally teaches the whole world how to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna's too Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan. Vishnu is Bhagavan, but not Swayam Bhagavan. He's expansion, he's Amsh. So when Krishna expands, he expands as Mahavishnu, Purusha Avatar, to create this world and the living entities inhabiting this world. But then Mahavishnu himself, that's his service, to create living entities and maintain and create this world. But when Krishna comes in this world as Gauranga, then Mahavishnu comes and says, I want to serve you in a humble way. So then he feels great happiness there. And then it says, Krishna das abhimane ye ananda sindhu koti brahma sukha nahi tara eka bindu. Krishna das abhimane, ananda sindhu. If one adopts the mentality, the thinking that I am Krishna Das, all I have to do is serve Krishna. I just have to serve. It's not so complicated. And oh, I need a service. Can you give me a service? Yes, do this. Okay, now I'm set. I'm fixed. I'm engaged in Krishna's service. Then everything else is... What more perfection is there than to serve Krishna with your full heart and mind? So then, who is Krishna? How to serve Krishna? Then some representative comes. So the conception of servitude generates such an ocean of joy in the soul that even the joy of oneness with the Absolute is multiplied 10 million times. Could not compare to a drop of it. Koti Brahma Sukha Nahi Tara Eka Bindu. Krishna Dasa Avimane Ananda Sindhu. One is an ocean, one's a bindu. The bliss of serving Krishna is like an ocean. And the bliss of Brahmanand is called Brahmanand. To Brahma Sayuja, Kaivalya, to emerge in the effulgence of the Lord, one's identity. That's blissful. It's Brahmanand, it's blissful. But if you want to do a comparative study of bliss, there's happy. Like someone says, are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Are you really happy? Well, not really happy. Are you completely happy? Inside and out, your mind is happy, your heart is happy? Well, no. Yeah, sort of, sometimes. So this is, even in happiness, there's relativity. So even in transcendence, there's some hierarchy. There's some different levels. There's Krishna in Mathura, there's Krishna in Vrindavan, and there's Krishna in Dwarka. Swayam Bhagavan, same. But in different locations, different dhams. And different dhams have different prabhavs, different effects, and different feelings and experiences for the Lord. So the Acaryas and the Shastras, they say that Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan in Vrindavan, he's most blissful. He's most happy because he's most relaxed. And it's most intimate and sweet. Madhurya Purushottam. He's not Maryada Purushottam Ram, or Maryada Purushottam Vishnu, or Maryada Purushottam Dwarkadish. He's Madhurya. He's simply enjoying. But in these other places, there's all kinds of Maryada. There's Maryada in Mathura, and there's more Maryada in Dwarka. And Krishna's sweetness is diluted by that. But his original form, like you're in the office and you're working in the office, so you're presenting, it's a particular location of your activity, presenting yourself in a particular form. It's a reality, the office. But is that the sweetest experience of your reality? Is that gives you the most happiness? When you come home and take off your tie and jacket, put on your gamsha and relax with a t-shirt, and then your wife is there, your intimate devotees, and your intimate space, and your confidential home, then you'll feel relaxed, feel happy, and your happiness can reach its highest extent. This is Vrindavan. This is Bhagavan, totally relaxed, totally intimate, no artificiality. It's called Naratva, human-like Leela. His pastimes are just like human beings. And he relishes so much. So the happiness is greater there. So Krishna is called Purnatam Bhagavan. He's Bhagavan, okay, Bhagavan. But Purnatam Bhagavan is Krishna alone. Swami Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. But a little less bliss, a little less completeness. Perfect, what do we say? Perfect, more perfect, most perfect. Is in Mathura. In Mathura, then Krishna is called Purnatara. Very complete, but not absolutely complete. Just like we say, are you happy? I'm happy. Very happy? Yeah. Are you absolutely happy? No. So Krishna and Vrindavan experiences the absolute topmost ecstasy. So when someone's serving Krishna in any one of these realms, what to speak of Vrindavan, he will experience the greatest happiness, which is compared to an ocean, Anand Sindhu. And just relating to Krishna's effulgence, or the effulgence of the Lord, the Jyoti, the Brahman, that is blissful, no doubt. But it's a static, continuous experience of bliss, not an ecstatic, ever-changing experience of bliss. It's continual, non-ending bliss, undifferentiated, unchanging bliss, Brahmanand. But Premanand is ever-changing, ever-expanding, so much differences and differentiation. So this is a variety gives us supreme happiness. So now he says, Muni Jai Chaitanya Dasa Ara Nityananda Dasa Bhava Samanahi Anyantra Ananda. Advaita says, Nityananda and I are servants of Lord Chaitanya. Nowhere else is there such joy as that which is tasted in the emotion of servitude. Chaitanya Dasa Ara Nityananda Dasa Bhava Samanahi Anyatra Ananda. Anyatra, there's no anywhere else such transcendental bliss you'll not find. Nothing can sama, nothing's equal to dasya bhave. This is the spiritual world. Everyone has dasi bhav or dasya bhav. Kinkar, kinkari bhav. I am a servant, I am a servant, I am a servant. So this is his realization, this is his preaching. This is what he's telling this. This is the words of Advaita. He's an Acharya, he's a teacher. He's saying, listen, this is a fact. We have some experience of that. You can take two ways of life. You can take the path of enjoyment and exploitation, or you can take the path of service, servitude, and enjoying an exploitation or enjoying through servitude and non-exploitation. So the spiritual path is enjoyment of the topmost through serving without any exploitation, giving everything to the beloved. So he's trying to explain here in his own words that you won't find anywhere. Now what's an example of that in our experience? Everyone can actually practice this. They can enjoy, they can be the center and receive all service and register and measure how much happiness that gives by being the enjoyer. Receiving service and object of attention and service and everybody's whatever. Now, change it around. Now try serving others, serving someone, and compare the joy and bliss you feel. When you're the center and receiver of service, or when someone else is the center and you're the recipient of your service, even in the material world. Take a wife, Indian housewife tradition. I would see from what I've seen is that it's her birthday. So her husband takes her out to a restaurant, or if he's a cook, maybe he's a good cook by chance. Many Indian men are good cooks. He says, I'm not going to work today, I'm going to cook a big feast for you. That's possible, a scenario, you can imagine. So and I'm going to cook all your favorite things. So he cooks and he serves very lovingly, and you eat. And then you're the center. and all the services, and people come and they give you gifts and so many things, and then you enjoy. So now, take that happiness the housewife experiences on her birthday, when she's the center, and compare that with the happiness she experiences when some guests come. Some intimate guests, some relatives or good friends or mutual friends, the husband and wife, or what to speak of sadhus, and all day, all night she's cooking, and then she serves. And she's serving. She's making everyone else happy. By her attitude, she's dressing, she looks nice, dressed up, and she's serving with such love and devotion, she's cooked with such love and devotion, it's all offered to Thakurji. And you ask the housewife, do you feel happy? Do you feel more happy now or more happy on your birthday? Invariably what I've seen, because I've asked this same question. I say, you seem very happy, very satisfied. They say, oh Maharaj, you can't understand how much. I say, I understand. I'm Krishna's servant. I serve devotees, I know the happiness of both worlds. And so everyone can have this experience. Generally in material consciousness, in material life, everyone thinks I and mine. Ahamameti. Janasya mohoya mahamameti. I in the center and my mother pampers me and everything is my world. But when you try to enjoy and find happiness and everything, you try to manipulate the environment in such a way that you have money or facility or position where you can enjoy, be the center. So that's why I wrote in one sweet notes that surrender is the biggest revolution in a person's life. Because what are you surrendering? You're surrendering the center. You're centered in conditioned life and material consciousness. The center is me. Ahamameti. Everywhere Shastras, I and mine, my wife, my house, my family, my school, my teacher. So then if you surrender to Guru and say, wait a minute, Guru and God are the center. God means God. Guru represents God's interest. So now I don't want to be the center. I want Krishna to be the center. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to lose something. I won't be happy if I'm not the center. I have to serve. But actually we become the greatest gainers, because it's our original position. So then he goes on, he cites so many examples here, the author himself. He says, the God, Lakshmi Devi, she resides on the chest of Krishna, but she's always praying for the joy of service at his feet. Parma Prayasi Lakshmi, Hridaya Vasati. Of course, the Parma Prayasi Lakshmi, the Sarva Lakshmi Mai is Radharani. So even Radharani is praying for, even Radharani, Krishna, we hear Krishna Radharani, and she's praying for the service, joy of serving his feet. Dasa Sukha Mage Karya Menati. That's her prayer. Dasya Bhave Anandita Parishad Gan Vidi Bhava Narada Ara Shuka Sanatan. All the associates of Krishna, Brahma, Shiv, Narada, Shukamuni, Chatuskamar, Sanat Kumar, they're very pleased in the sentiment of servitude. So the author is supporting the argument of Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya, in his own words, he's saying, he's saying, I'm a servant of God, and I've never found anywhere else such joy that I've found in serving God, humbly serving God. And then the author of this Krishna's Kaviraj, he starts to explain how everyone in the universe is like that. And then he makes a comment. Krishna Premera, this is one verse by Krishna's. Krishna Premera Eka Apurva Prabhav Guru Sama Lagu Ke Karaya Dasya Bhav. Guru heavy, Lagu light, big, small, it's all equal. Krishna Premera Eka Apurva Prabhav. Love for Krishna, Krishna Prem, has Ek Apurva Prabhav. So it's just like Hindi. One unprecedented influence. In other words, a very unique effect. What is it? The effect of Krishna Prem. Anyone who loves Krishna, in any plane, whether it's this material world or the spiritual world, and whether they're superiors or equals or inferiors, whatever, that love for Krishna makes everyone filled with a spirit of service to Krishna. So if someone actually loves Krishna, then he'll be filled with the spirit of serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna. So what is the meaning of love? Love means service. So if someone has Guru Bhakti, you heard this term, Guru Bhakti? Guru Bhakti means love for Guru. That if he has love for Guru, she has love for Guru, then they will be imbued with the desire to serve and please the Guru. And that's the training ground. Developing, oh yeah, I love Krishna. Where is Krishna? I can't see Krishna. Can any conditioned soul see Krishna? Unless you're a Premi Bhakti, you can't have a Sakshat Darshan or Spurti. Spurti is only big Mahapurushas or big Mahatmas can have a vision, Spurti or Darshan, Sakshatkara of Krishna. But we can see the devotee of Krishna. We can see in front of our eyes. And then we try to develop love for that devotee, that Guru, Bhakti. And then our love is expressed by the spirit of service, to serve the Guru. And if the Guru comes, we're wandering the ocean of birth and death, and the Guru comes and gives Diksha. The whole access to the spiritual world depends on Diksha. So someone says, when we say that Diksha and Shiksha Guru are equal representations of the absolute truth, they are. That's a fact. Shiksha Guru gives blessings, knowledge, guidance, so many things. So does Diksha Guru. But who establishes you in the plane of receiving anything? That's the Diksha Guru. So actually, in a sojourn of a jiva, the most important Guru is a Diksha Guru. You can't deny the fact. Because the Diksha Guru, somehow you saw Krishna here. And then you took Diksha, you surrendered and took Diksha. Now this Guru, bona fide Guru, he becomes the representative of Krishna, and your love and service should be there with that Diksha Guru. And then to increase that attachment, to Guru and Krishna, then you take Shiksha here and there. But otherwise, where are you establishing your surrender? The Diksha Guru is actually the one, he is everything. And without the Diksha Guru doesn't mean anything. Because Shiksha and Sadhu Sangha is only bringing you to the point of purification, Sukriti, where you can identify, Krishna's here. Krishna's represented here. And then all that Sukriti you get from Sadhu Sangha before you're initiated. By Sadhu Sangha you get Sukriti. By hearing and chanting you get spiritual Sukriti, which brings you to the point of surrendering to a Diksha Guru. And then Diksha Guru, he opens up the whole spiritual world. The mercy begins to flow from there. So the more, you have to find a Diksha Guru who you can actually surrender to. So if someone says, oh, Diksha Guru is not important, take Diksha from anyone, the Shiksha most important. This is incorrect. This is not right. The Diksha Guru is most important in a person's life. He gives Harinam Diksha or Pancharachika Mantra Diksha. He's taken responsibility. He has made the link with Krishna. And you can never repay the debt to the Diksha Guru. Never. That you should hear from many spiritual leaders. And then when you hear from one where you say, I want to surrender here, that's Krishna's reciprocation with millions of births. Millions and millions of births you've been accumulating Sukriti to come to the point of inside your heart you say, this is my Guru. So that person's not important? That's the Diksha Guru. So this is like crazy. I heard someone who's preaching like this. It just doesn't make any sense. Because, like this gentleman here, this person, he's from this place, Mathura. So he sees so many saints and heard so many things. But one saint he'll meet, or one sadhu, lady, whatever, great Vaishnavi, and he'll hear that vibration and say, yes, Krishna's represented here. I want to surrender here. And maybe that Guru is not giving Diksha. Maybe he's giving Shiksha. But Krishna, then if you serve that person as a representative, then Krishna will arrange, oh, here's your Diksha Guru. Because when you serve representative of Krishna, you get so much Sukriti, then Krishna will bring you to your Diksha Guru. So service is the keynote. Finding someone that that you can, the vibration that they're speaking creates surrender in your heart. When one actually finds that guru who he takes diksha from, that's the most momentous relationship and occasion in a person's life. So now one has diksha, he's connected to Krishna, and he's connected to the flow of mercy from Krishna. And then at that point, then when one meets a Shiksha Guru, because one's connected to the flow of mercy through the primary, most important door of Diksha Guru, then Krishna will let mercy come in an equal way through a Shiksha Guru. But the relationship with the Diksha Guru is Krishna's first entrance into a person's life to liberate the soul. It's not tightly based on servitude and surrender, hardly. Then Krishna's mercy is not going to flow through the Shiksha Guru independently. When we say that Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru are equal representations of the absolute truth, well, let's, Shastra, you read something, you have to be a little bit learned to understand what the Shastras are saying. The Krishna, the mercy is ultimately, the kripa is from God. It says that the Guru is kripa shakti murti. He's a murti of the kripa shakti. Well, who's the origin of the kripa? Kripa shakti is a spiritual potency. Spiritual is called alokik kripa. I mean, someone gives you some money, that's mercy. You're poor and someone gives you some money, oh, he was very merciful. Oh, that's material mercy. But spiritual kripa, that the Guru represents, that's Krishna's energy. Ultimately, it's Radharani. It's Ladini, in terms of bhakti. If it's bhakti, it represents Ladini aspect, because Ladini is bhakti. So this Diksha Guru is actually the most important in one's life. And one will realize that if they actually surrender and serve. And if they don't surrender, if they, okay, take Diksha, it's just some kind of formal affair, not from the heart, then let's see. Time tells everything. But Krishna, this is a very interesting point, because Shiksha, you have to understand the relationship is between the Jiva and Krishna. So that relationship is established by the Diksha Guru. Everywhere this is told. Sambandha, the Sambandha relationship. The Guru, by his kripa, he awakens, he creates in the heart Krishna Seva Vasana. From the Ananda, from that blissful particle of the soul, that aspect of the soul, that Anand, he doesn't have any idea. He has the idea, I want to experience my Anand by enjoying. Then the Guru teaches, no, you don't experience Anand by enjoying, because that's not your position. You're an eternal servant of Krishna. You experience Anand, bliss, by serving, surrendering to God. So the Guru injects bhakti into the heart. And bhakti is samved and ladini. This ability to love and serve God, ladini, and samved, to understand what is your relationship. And then that mixes with the jiva, with the Anand portion, and it transfers it from enjoying this body to realizing, beginning to uncover as a prakriti deha. That's why the prakriti deha is based on service. And then because Krishna says if you serve him, you'll be blissful, you'll be happy. So as the disciple serves Guru, he becomes blissful and happy. Because the happiness and bliss are coming from Krishna in the heart, who's pleased by your surrender. It's Krishna, he's in the heart. He's seeing the surrender, he's seeing the dedication, he's seeing the service. So this is the point, that this, how important, because we say, Chintya Bheda, it's one and different. Yeah, they're one, there's also difference. The whole philosophy of reality is a Chintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. The spiritual reality is inconceivably, simultaneously one and different. Yes, it's one, it's Brahman, yes, but it's also a person. God is energy, God is light. Yeah, we agree, but he's also a person. A light bulb has light, but it also has form. So God has form, and he has energy, he has all these things. So we have to synthesize, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this philosophical synthesis. Ultimately, it's the person is important, not the energy. The supreme personality of Godhead is Krishna. So Advaita is emphasizing this point about, and there's a whole long discussion here in this Chaitanya Charitamrita of different examples of how in the spiritual world, Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining how different people are praying for service, and no matter what the relationship, whether they're Krishna's girlfriends in Vrindavan, or his servants, or his mother and father, or his coward boyfriends, all they don't know anything other than we want to serve Krishna, we want to please Krishna. There's a whole group of verses like that, very nice, all the different prayers. In Dwarka Dham, Rukmini and all the queens of Dwarka, the Mahishis, they consider themselves maid servants of Krishna. They're goddesses of fortune, the supreme Lakshmis, Rukmini, Satyabhama, Mitravinda. Dwarakate Rukmin Yadi Yateka Mahishi Tanharao Apanake Mane Man Krishna Dasi. They're the Mahishis, Adi Mahishi, the original first queen of Krishna in Dwarka, Rukmini. What does she think? Her man. What is her man? Her abhiman, her man. Her consideration, her thought is, I'm Krishna Dasi. I'm fanning Krishna with chamra. There's thousands of maidservants in Dwarka, in each palace. And thousands of females and males that are serving Dwarkadish. But Rukmini said, no, I want to fan. Give me the chamra. Sometimes Daruka fan. Daruka is a chariot driver, the Sarta. The Krishna Sarati is Daruka. And sometimes he's fanning because Rukmini is busy cooking some food for him or offering him some food. But there's one place in Nectar Devotion that says that the queens of Dwarka, they go to the palace walls and they're just dusting them with their cloth, with their chunery or whatever. They're dusting the walls. The walls are completely dust-free. It's not Vrindavan. It's not like Vrindavan, so much dust. And they're all made of jewels, but they're doing that just to render some humble service in the palace. They want to, I don't want to miss this opportunity. Let me just dust these walls so there's no dust there. It's all Chintamani. But they have this mood, I want to do something. Then Dwarkadish may walk down the hall. Satyabhama, what are you doing? I'm just dusting the walls. It's all very, very good. So even it's told they have such a mood of humble service. Then then he goes, he cites all different examples, the author. Now he cites Lord Shiva, Sadashiva. Teno Karena Krishnera Dasya Pratyasha Nirantara Kai Shiva Muni Krishnadas. Lord Shiva desires only to be a servant of Krishna. Sri Sadashiv always says, I am a servant of Lord Krishna. Krishna Preme Unmata Vivala Digambar Krishna Gun Lila Gai Nache Nirantar. Intoxicated by ecstatic love for Krishna, Krishna Prema Unmat, she becomes overwhelmed, Vival, and incessantly dances without clothing and sings about Krishna's qualities and pastimes. And there's so many stories in Puran about Lord Shiva chanting Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Chanting the name of Ram and Hari and going mad in ecstasy of love of God. And even his wife sometimes, she has to check him. So, what are you doing? Are you dancing so wildly? There's one story in Puran. The whole universe is getting disturbed. They think it's pralaya and you're just in your own ecstasies. So then the demigods, they go and say, Lord Shiva is about to destroy the universe in his ecstasy. So then Parvati interrupts Shiva's ecstasy and says, please, calm down. It's not time for pralaya. So this, then he says, Pita Mata Guru Sakka Bhava Kene Nai Krishna Premara Sabhave Dasya Bhava Se Karai. All the emotions, whether those of father, mother, teacher, or friend, are full of sentiments of servitude. That is the nature of love for Krishna. And then the same person, Krishna's descendant is Lord Chaitanya, therefore everyone is his servant. And he goes on to explain, the author. And then he says, this is the, one who does not accept Lord Chaitanya will be ruined by his sinful activities. That's his ecstasy, Krishna's Kaviraj. And now Advaita Acharya said this, Chaitanyera dasa muni Chaitanyera das, Tanra dasara das. Advaita Acharya Mahavishnu said, it's pretty clear, a lot of dasas there. He said, Chaitanya das, Chaitanya das, Chaitanya das, dasara das. He said, I am a servant of Lord Chaitanya, a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and I am a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and I'm a servant of the servants of Lord Chaitanya. Das, 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 and das. Bhaktaviman mul Shri Balarame se bhave anugata tandra amshagane. The source of this sentiment of servitude is indeed Lord Balaram, and the plenary expansions of who follow Balaram are influenced by that ecstasy. So if you study the Shastras, Shruti and Smriti and whatnot, Bhagavatam, you'll see that there's no beginning, everything is Nitya. But Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan is Krishna. Then he expands the male aspect, the Purusha aspect of himself. He has the female aspect and the male aspect. The Prakriti aspect, the energy aspect, and the energetic. Purusha and Prakriti. Everywhere this is seen throughout the universe. Purusha and Prakriti. Energy and energetic. Enjoyed and enjoyer. So Krishna expands his Purusha, masculine aspect as Balaram. Balaram is the first expansion. And Balaram immediately starts serving Krishna. Jai Shri Radhe. Balaram is engaged in so much service of the Lord. So the source of the sentiment of servitude is Lord Balaram. So Advaita Acharya has just been singing about, actually what it says, Eta Bali Nache Gai Honkara Gambir, Shaneke Vasila Charya Haina Sustir. Saying this, Advaita Prabhu dances and loudly sings. Then at the next moment he quietly sits down. So what did he say? He said Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Das, Das and Das. So this whole section of this Advaita Acharya Mahima, chapter 6 of Adi Leela, is all about the mood of Advaita, of course, his identity of being Nanda from Mahavishnu, but especially his teaching. He's Acharya, so he's teaching the sentiment of servitude. And then it was just a whole chapter was all about servitude. And what does that mean? And then he says, Krishna's Kaviraj, Tanhara Prakasha Be, this is Adi Leela chapter 6, verse 92. He always engages in devotional service with thoughts, words, and deeds. Then he says, Vakye kahe muni chaitanyera anuchar, muni tanra bhakta mane bhave nirantar. I am a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and thus in his mind he always thinks I am his devotee. And then it describes how he worshipped the Lord with his Ganga water, and then the Lord came. So this is the point, that service is our connection to the Lord.